Hello, Nadia. I've got some questions to ask you. So, number one, how did you feel about having ex-care peer researchers contribute to the interview with you?
Hi, Liam. Well, thanks so much. I think that's a great question, and I felt great about it. First of all, for me, it was really lovely to get to work in a pair or in a small group with other people rather than doing all the work on my own. And I really enjoyed getting to know all the peer researchers and to see you guys get more and more confident in your interview skills. I mean, by the end of the fieldwork period, there were some interviews where I just sat back and I took notes, and it was the peer researchers who were leading it and doing the entire interview themselves. So it's been really lovely to see all that progress.
Cool. Thank you very much. What does having someone with experience of care involved as a peer researcher add to the research? Were you surprised at the benefits?
So, I mean, the peer researchers just bring so much personality to the work. They really make it more fun, certainly for me. And I think that having a peer researcher involved in the interview helps the people that we were interviewing to understand that this was a really collaborative effort. So when we're doing research that's looking at outcomes for people who have care experience, we can involve those people at every stage of the work. And their presence also helped to bring some of that discussion to life. So when we were doing the interviews, it wasn't just a theoretical discussion about some imaginary people or people that we didn't know. It was about real people with real lives who were right there with us in the interview. I suppose I wasn't too surprised at the benefits. We included the peer researchers in the method because we hoped that it would do all of this and that it would enhance the work, and it really did. But initially, I was actually a bit surprised at how open and comfortable the people that we were interviewing were. Most of them were quite senior level professionals, and I wasn't sure kind of how openly they would speak with a young person present in the meeting. But actually, in practice, that wasn't a problem. I felt, and I hope that you and the other peer researchers felt, that the people we interviewed were really forthcoming and honest, as much as they would have been in any other situation, and maybe even a bit more honest with the peer researchers present.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they were really quite honest and really enjoyed it. Number three, when working with the peer researchers, did you learn or pick up anything you would use in your own future interviewing technique?
Yes, absolutely. I think having peer researchers involved helped me to be a little bit more relaxed in these types of interviews. So although the subject matter is quite an important one and actually quite serious, the tone of the interview doesn't need to be. It can be quite relaxed and light, and it can be quite fun as well. And I've learned a lot about working with peer researchers in that online space and how to navigate all of that, make sure that everyone's really comfortable and that everyone can be really engaged in the interview too. So there's a lot of learning for me.
Cool. That's good. Number four, with the peer researchers having been through the care system itself, do you think that helped the Champions Board partners feel even more motivated to be heard and let us know what has improved?
Yes, I think so. I can't speak for the partners themselves, but they were definitely really open and really honest in those discussions. And so many of them were keen to involve peer researchers, that they wanted a peer researcher to sit in on the interview that they were doing. And I think that during those discussions, they interacted well. They were talking to me, but even if the peer researcher was observing and not asking any questions, the partners still interacted really well with them. And there was this real keenness to engage with them and to share everything that they had found in their own areas. So yeah, I do think that they were really motivated to let us know what had been improved.
Yeah, that's good. And number five, do you think in the future you would like people with experience of care to participate as peer researchers in relevant projects?
Yes, yeah, of course, definitely. I think that they bring so much to the evaluation, and not just in the interviews, but actually in the really early stages when we're refining the method and the interview questions. The insight from people with experience is completely invaluable at that stage. And then again, towards the end of the work, which we're at just now, we're finalizing the report and we're thinking about how to share those findings. There's a really important role for peer researchers there to guide us on what they want to know, what are the most important findings they're interested in, and how we should communicate that information back to them. So yeah, definitely, I'd be very happy to work with people with care experience again.
That's good. I'd be very happy working with your good self again.
Thank you.
So, thanks, Liam.